So actually, there are a lot of annotations which is provided by JUnit framework. We have already seen the test annotation, and this annotation tells JUnit that this is a test method. And except this annotation, we got other 5 annotations, and we will explain them one by one. So suppose you have a method which you want to run before all these test method, then we can use the before annotation. So let's take a look at the example here. I define a new method which is called before, and I annotated this method with before annotation. And in this method, I just simply print before method, before annotation. So this method will be executed before the test method. So let's try to run this piece of code. And you can see here the before annotation is print. And in order to better demonstration, I will add another line of code here. Test add method is executed. So let's try to run again. So as you can see, the method annotated with the before annotation will be executed before the test method annotated with the test annotation. And I think there is one thing you should notice is that this method will be executed before every test method. So for example, I define another method which is called test second, and I annotated this method with test annotation, and here I just simply print this method is executed. So let's try to run this piece of code and check out the result. Okay, as you can see here, this method annotated with before annotation will be executed before each test method. There has another annotation which is called after annotation. So let's look at the example here. I define another method which is called after, and I annotated this method with after annotation, and after and we can see the result here. The method annotated with before and after annotation will be executed before each test method and after each test method. Similarly, there has another 2 annotations which is called before class annotation and after class annotation. So let's take a look at the example here. Here I just simply print the method is and I annotated this method with the before class. This annotation makes sure that this method will run only once before all the test method. So if I try to run this piece of code, as you can see, the before class annotation is executing only one time. Correspondingly, the after class annotation will be executed just one time, but after all the test method. So let's define a method which is called after class annotation, and annotated this class with after class annotation. And run. You can see the output is there. There is one thing I think you should notice is that the method annotated with before class and after class annotations must be static method. Alright, let's say if I want just to test this method and want to ignore this method, how could we do? Actually, the JUnit framework provides another annotation which is called the ignore. This annotation makes sure that this method will not be executed. So if I try to run the piece of code, you can see here I just test this method but ignore the second method. So that's for this lecture's learning, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.